Hi there, welcome to Two Birds. I'm Fiona, and today's practice is an express 30-minute Vinyasa flow practice focused on equal parts building strength as well as flexibility in a short amount of time. It's quite a strong, continuous, steady flow practice, so if you're a strong beginner or you're a regular practitioner, it's a really nice practice to get you warm and open all through your body. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for joining. Namaste. And begin your practice in Child's Pose, Balasana, at the back of your mat, taking the knees wide to touch the edge of the mat and bring the big toes to touch. Reaching the arms forward, laying your torso down in between your thighs, and just melting toward the floor, and if it's possible, just resting your forehead on the mat. And just going through the ritual of settling in, making any adjustments so you can feel comfortable and at ease in this shape. And letting your breath flow freely. And just inviting your breath to move into the back of your lungs here. So you just imagine your breath moving up and down the spine. And also utilizing this shape as a way of elongating the spine and the side waist by reaching to the edge of your fingers and at the same time drawing the buttocks back toward your heels. And take 3 smooth breaths. Equalizing your in-breath with your out-breath. And as you breathe in, glide up onto all fours and set your hands there underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips, pressing down through the tops of your shins and your feet there, and just making your way through a few rounds of cat and cow. Gently arching the spine as you breathe in, softening the belly, gazing up. And as you breathe out, rounding the spine, doming the back, hugging the belly in and up. And just move at the pace of your slowest breath, trying to encourage your breath to lengthen, breathing deliberately. And breathing a little bit of space into the spine, warming up through the wrists and the hips. And take 2 more rounds in each direction. And coming back to a neutral spine, tuck your toes under and press your hips up and back, make your way into your first downward facing dog. Anchoring into your hands there, trying to take the heat out of the wrists in this posture by pressing down through the index knuckle and thumb knuckle of your fingers. Drawing the chest back toward your thighs and gently pedaling out through your heels. Encouraging some length down through the calves, the hamstrings, into the heels. And then just slightly lengthen your stride, walking the toes back. And we'll just start to flow. On your in-breath, wave forward to a high push-up. And on your out-breath, hover the knees, bending the knees toward the floor, and then hips up and back, downward facing dog. And we'll do that twice more, just rippling forward to a high push-up. Lower the knees and glide back into a downward facing dog. Once more there, inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time coming forward into a plank pose, and hold here, shoulders over the wrist. Try and make as much space between the floor and your collarbones as you can by the press of your hands, widening through the collarbones, keeping the gaze forward. And then step the feet a little closer toward each other and raise your right leg about half a foot away from the floor. Reach out through your heel, keep both legs engaged, abdominals lifting, broad in your upper back, and then just switch to the other side. Left leg lifts. And then alternate side to side. So try and spread the effort through your body. So you're pushing into your hands, keeping your arms strong, shoulders stable, abs engaged, and legs engaged. And last one each side. And then press back up, downward facing dog. Little bend in the knees when you arrive. Walk your hands back to your feet at the back edge of the mat. Take an easy forward fold. And just land the feet or space the feet, hip distance apart. Angle the heels out lightly. And folding forward over bent knees, catching opposite elbows. And then just sway a little left to right. Stretch out through the sides of your waist. Try and avoid any pulling on the low back with a soft bend in the knees. And then coming back to center, deeply bend the knees here. And as you breathe in, reach your arms up alongside your ears. So you come into chair pose, Utkatasan, with your feet hip distance apart. Arms alongside your ears, elbows straight, fingers extending, and then drop your weight back into your heels. Firm the belly so your tailbone drops down and a little forward so the low belly engages. And then take a deep breath in here. And as you breathe out, straighten the legs, drop the arms and squeeze the glutes, the buttocks muscles lightly. Return to chair, deep breath in. And alternate. So you want to feel like your hips move forward in space as you straighten your legs, so you can feel your glutes, your hamstrings working. And then sink nice and deep in your chair pose, keeping your abdominals engaged. And your buttocks move back in space. And then next time you come down to chair pose, hold here. And then just raise your right heel, drop the right heel, raise the left heel, and alternate. And now we add the arms. So keep the feet going just like this. And swim the arms back and then forward back to chair. Arms back and forward. And as you bring the arms back, try and engage your upper back muscles. So palms can face up toward the ceiling as they come back. And you're trying to lift them up as high as you can. And last one, each side. Press to stand. Reach the arms up overhead. Gaze up. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. Little bend in the knees. As you breathe in, gaze forward to the top edge of your mat and walk yourself out to plank pose. Shoulders over the wrists, body parallel with the floor. And then from here, we're going to bend the right knee and point the right toes up toward the ceiling. Hold strong in your plank there, keep pushing the floor away. And then go ahead, tap your right knee down toward the floor. And as you breathe in, lift up and squeeze through your glutes and your hamstrings, pointing the toe toward the ceiling. And then just alternate, tapping and lifting. So try to keep your body fairly stable here, just the right knee moving. Hips level, abs engaged. And then next time you lower your right knee, keep it down. So you're just kneeling on the right knee, left leg's extended. Reach the right arm up toward the ceiling. We'll take a twist, and as you breathe out, thread the right arm underneath your left arm. Come down onto your right shoulder. And we'll flow. Inhale, reach the right arm up, open to your right. And as you exhale, thread. Breathing in and breathing out. Last two here. And thread through. Reach the right arm up toward the ceiling. And then place the right hand down back to plank, second side. Hold your strong plank. Left knee lifts, left toes point toward the ceiling. As you exhale, left knee taps down to the floor. Inhale, lift and squeeze the left side buttocks and tap. And just stay with that. So try and move in a slow, controlled manner so you can really feel the work in your back body, perhaps even in your low back muscles there. Keep your right leg extended, the thigh engaged, heel reaching back. And next time your left knee is down on the floor, just keep it down there, press down through your shin, top of the foot, and reach your left arm up toward the ceiling. We'll take our twist, nice warm one for the spine, thread underneath your right arm. Lift all the way up as you breathe in. Exhale, twist and thread through. And we've got 3 more here. Moving with your breath. Feeling an opening as you breathe in and a softening through your body as you breathe out. Left arm up toward the sky, breathe in. Exhale, back to your plank pose, take the heat out, hips up and back, downward facing dog. And we're just here to transition, little bend in the knees, we'll take the heat out of the hands, look forward and walk yourself forward to the top edge of the mat. We'll take another forward fold. Feet hip width apart, soft bend in the knees, and forward fold over the legs. You can cross your elbows here just as you did before. If you'd like a different shape, hands can interlace behind the back, and just gently, gently moving the fists away from your back, lifting the shoulder heads up away from the mat. And allowing the crown of your head to point down toward the floor. Let your expression soften in your face. Smooth the rhythm of your breath. No rush. And then release the hands to the floor so you're hanging in ragdoll. And then just slowly, slowly rise all the way up. Reach your arms overhead. Send the gaze up to the tip of your thumbs. Exhaling, hands to your heart center. We're going to warm up with some Surya Namaskar, Mandala. Take a nice deep breath in, reach the arms overhead, gaze up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold here, Utkatasan. Inhale, coming up halfway, hands to the shins, look forward, flat back. Exhale, fingertips down, step your right foot back, find low lunge, right knee to the floor. Keep the back toes tucked there, and as you breathe in, reach the arms up alongside your ears, lift your chest, your heart. As you breathe out, sweep the arms back, raise the right leg, draw your torso forward to a hover. Back to low lunge, right knee to the floor, arms rise as you breathe in. And exhale, fingertips to the floor. Pick up your back knee, Skandasana, over to your right foot, straighten out through your left leg. And over to your left foot, straighten out through your right leg. You can stay a little bit more elevated here. We'll go once more each side. Or you can come down a little deeper. Left toes will point toward the ceiling. And then alternate. Here we start to circle. Turn around to your right foot facing the back edge of your mat. We're going to find high lunge here. You can modify in a low lunge just as we did before. It's a little bit more steady. Holding for 3 breaths, reaching the arms up alongside your ears. And just find that place where your pelvis feels neutral, perhaps a little bend in the back knee, spine upright, breath wide into your ribs. From here, take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Staying upright through the torso, take a deep breath in and lift, puff your chest toward the ceiling, fists draw down. And as you breathe out very slowly, tilt forward through the torso and bring your torso parallel with the floor. A little bit of a balance here. Extend the crown of your head forward as the fists draw back. Shoulder heads lift up away from the mat. Releasing the hands to the floor, frame your foot. We'll take a Vinyasa. Stepping back, high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Please feel free to modify. You can take the knees to the floor there. Land on the ground. Spread the fingers. Low baby cobra. Peeling up, bringing the ribs forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the toes together here. Right leg rising as you breathe in. As you exhale, step the right foot forward. We're just here to transition. Pivot around to your left, all the way around to the front edge of your mat. Framing your left foot now. And step forward, bringing the toes together. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Forward fold as you breathe out. Moving with your breath, root to rise, come all the way to stand. Send the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Second side, arms rise overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Bend the knees and fold, Utkatasan. Inhale, full breath, bring the chest forward, flat back, straight legs. Exhale, fingertips down, left foot steps back, low lunge. Left toes stay tucked. Arms rise on your in-breath. Float the arms back, lift the left knee on your out-breath, torso forward. Back to low lunge, drop the back knee, reach the arms, full breath in. Exhale, fingertips to the floor. Raise the left knee, Skandasana. Over to your left foot, straightening out through the right leg. Over to your right foot, straighten out through the left leg. And we'll do one more each side. And then walk all the way around to face the back of your mat, framing your left foot, setting up for a high lunge or a low lunge, reaching the arms when you're steady. And just leveling out through your pelvis, make any adjustments through the feet to help steady your balance. Left foot can move a little over into the left lane. Breathing smooth. Holding your focus, hands wrapped behind the back. Thread all the fingers. Take a deep breath in, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward halfway. So you should be able to feel your upper back muscles working here as the shoulder blades draw toward the midline of your back. Crown of the head reaches forward so you feel unwrinkled through the back of your neck. Releasing your hands to the floor and stepping back through a Vinyasa, high to low push-up. Upward dog or cobra, back bend of your choice, and downward facing dog. Toes step together at the back of your mat, left leg rising as you breathe in. Left foot forward, breathing out just to transition. Walk around to your right, come all the way around to frame your right foot facing the top edge of your mat. And go ahead, step forward, bring the toes together. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Rise all the way to stand as you breathe in. Rest your hands to your heart as you breathe out. Take 3 extra breaths here, just steady and calm. Shoulders relax. Feel grounded through all 4 corners of your feet. One round, Surya Namaskar A, arms rise overhead as you breathe in. Forward fold as you breathe out. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, plank pose. And lower, Chaturanga, elbows pointing back. Upward dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. Bring your toes together at the back of the mat. Reach your right leg up and back as you breathe in and point your right toes. Take your right leg up as high as you can. Bend your right knee and take your right heel toward your left buttocks. Try and press evenly into both hands here, particularly the right hand. And just should be able to feel a stretch there through the top of your right thigh. Mild twist. Deep breath in, square off your hips. And as you breathe out, step your right foot halfway up the mat, over in the right lane, coming into modified side plank. Balance on your left hand, Roll the heels to the left, toes to the right, reach the right arm up toward the sky. Deep breath in here. As you breathe out, right arm overhead toward the top edge of your mat. Another deep breath in. As you exhale, semicircle your right hand to face the back of your mat and lower your hips. As you breathe in, windmill the right arm up and overhead, lift the hips, squeeze the left side waist. And lower. And lift. Last one here. Lower the hips, reach the arm, gaze back. And then windmill the right arm up and over, come to your flank pose. And when I say flank, I mean plank. Hold strong. One low push up here, just lower to a hover. Push back up, high push up, and downward facing dog. Bring your toes together. There's a rest coming up, right leg rising as you breathe in. As you breathe out, right knee to the back of your right hand for Pigeon Pose. We're going to rest and settle in here for about 10 breaths. Right knees on a diagonal there. Comfortable external rotation through your inner right thigh. Flexed right toes. Left leg straight out behind you. Any comfortable position with your forearms, your fingers, or reach your arms forward. Deeply breathing out so you can just reset and recalibrate. I'm trying to encourage a nice deep stretch through the outer right hip in your buttocks muscles. And take 3 more full cycles of breath. As you breathe in, lift your torso, walk the fingers back, reverse to step quietly back to downward facing dog. You can pause and rest here or take a flow, rippling forward, high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Upward dog or cobra, just building strength, stamina, endurance each time you move through your flow, downward facing dog. Step the toes together here at the back of the mat, left leg rising as you breathe in. Just pause, point your left toes, raise the left leg as high as you can, and then bend your left knee. Gently open up your hip. So you should get the feeling your left hip stacks over your right hip, left heel toward your right buttocks. And then put a little bit more pressure in the left hand so you stay steady, stable across the shoulders. As you breathe in, straighten out through the hips and the left leg. As you breathe out, left foot steps halfway up your mat, over into the left lane. Balance on your right hand, shift the heels to the right, toes to the left arm to the sky. As you feel yourself breathe out, left arm overhead. And try and get that feeling you're making a rainbow shape underneath the right side of your body. Right side obliques working here. Deep breath in. As you exhale, left hand rainbows over to the back edge of the mat, hips lower. And then as you breathe in, lift the hips and take the left arm overhead. And just do that 2 more times. Lowering down, pressing through your right hand to lift, squeezing through the right side of abs. Last one here. Left arm all the way overhead, back to your plank pose. Either hold plank or if you're feeling strong, a push up here. Come down and hover right above the floor. Push back up nice and strong. Strong abs, legs, downward facing dog. Toes together, left leg rising now as you breathe in. Left knee to the back of your left hand to settle in for Pigeon Pose. Right leg out straight here. And just ensuring that your knee stays safe here by flexing the left toes. Should be able to feel your little pinky toe on the left foot pressing into the mat and the outer ankle lightly lifting. So that front leg feels fairly engaged there. And a deep stretch into the outer left buttocks now. Any comfortable position with your arms. A shape where you can feel relaxed in your upper body, through the shoulders, soft energy around the neck, around your face. Take 5 deep breaths. Gently walking the hands back, reversing, planting the hands, stepping quietly back to downward facing dog. If you'd like to keep moving, take a vinyasa here, rippling forward to a high push-up and lowering through your vinyasa. If you'd like to take rest, do less. Just pause, be still, downward facing dog. And from here we are going to move down onto our buttocks. So you might like to take a little light hop across the legs, or just set the knees down, bring the feet around in front of you. And shifting back to rest on your forearms, fingertips point toward the top edge of your mat. And then finding good posture in your upper body, your chest lifting. And then bring the knees in toward you so your feet lift. And you might like to take extra padding underneath your buttocks for this one. So please feel free to do that at any time if you have any discomfort through the sacrum area. So from here, you're just going to tip the knees over to the right toward a hover, any amount. And then as you breathe in, come back to center. Knees over to the left. And we're just alternating side to side. So to make this a little bit stronger, you can take the knees a little further away from your torso. Keep pressing down through your forearms to keep lifting your chest. And as the knees go over to the side, you're firming in through the belly. And if you'd like to challenge yourself a little bit more, legs can go out straight or one leg out straight as you come over to the side. Just last few here. And last challenge is you come back to center, straighten the legs, and you might find that you have your legs a little further up toward the ceiling. That'll make it a little easier. Legs a little lower to make it a little harder. And from here, just resting on your elbows, you're just going to circle the legs together, any direction. So to make that stronger, the circles are larger. To make it gentler, circles are smaller. Just try and maintain a nice controlled movement. And then circle back in the opposite direction. Really try and draw the navel back toward your spine, so you're keeping that abdominal engagement. And come back to center. Tuck the knees in, rest back onto your back so your head can recline down. Gather the knees in toward your chest. Little rock side to side. And taking your feet to the floor, hip distance apart, heels lightly angled out, arms alongside your body, setting up for bridge pose to lengthen out through the front of your spine and your abdominals. Ground down through all 4 corners of your feet, and as you breathe in, take the arms overhead, raise the hips at the same time. And to activate your hamstrings and glute muscles here as we hold in our bridge, just get the feeling you're trying to drag the heels back toward your shoulders, and that'll automatically activate the muscles through the back of your legs, the buttocks. You should be able to feel the muscles also either side of your spine working, but find a comfortable arch in your spine. And then emphasize a nice deep breath into your wide open chest there, breathing all the way up toward your face and back down to the belly. You've just got 2 more breaths. And then circle the arms back toward the floor. Place them down. Keep the hips lifted. And go ahead, raise your heels. You might need to walk your toes a little closer toward your buttocks there. And now raise the arms straight up toward the ceiling and turn your palms to face one another. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, take the knees out wide away from one another and arms out wide. As you breathe in, hands point toward the ceiling along with your knees, and then just alternate. Last session here. Last sequence here. So movement nice and controlled, so you rely less on momentum. And just the arms and knees moving so your hips stay elevated. Last one. Gather everything back in. Peel down through your spine and bring the knees in toward your chest. And just crossing at the feet here, right shin in front of the left shin to capture hold of your feet. Take a little roll back through your spine and come all the way up to sit. And then arrange your legs so you cross at the shins and you flex your toes. Take a deep breath in, reach your arms up toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, creep forward, take a forward fold. And try and emphasize a stretch down the outside of your right hip here. So just take a wriggle around and make sure that you can feel that. Do keep the toes flexed. And we'll just walk the hands back from here, recross the legs, left shin in front now, toes flexed. When you're ready, arms rise. And a forward fold. And try and avoid rounding too much through your back. Do invite yourself to relax without straining. Keep the sit bones grounded. And just a nice honest shape in your own body. And then just walking the hands back here. And take the legs out wide. Last one here before rest. Legs out wide into Vista, Konasana. Flex your toes. Point the kneecaps up toward the ceiling and try and sit right on the front of your sit bones. So there's a small pelvic tilt and a little trough in the low back spine. If you're super tight in the back of your legs, please keep your fingertips on the floor and stay upright. If you're a little bit more flexible, start to tip your torso forward, walking the hands between your legs to forward fold. And when you arrive at your edge, just shore up the legs by pressing the back of your legs into the mat so you engage the top of your thighs. And just lightly deepening that stretch with your breath as you breathe out. And then really slowly peeling up. Take your hands to the sides of your knees, bend the knees. And you might like to sit quietly here for the last few minutes of your practice in seated meditation, or take another few minutes to rest back on your back in Shavasana. Laying down on your back, taking your arms alongside your body, palms face up, and splitting the legs so your feet are a little wider than your hips. Aligning your spine into a straight line, gently closing the eyes, shuffling out the restlessness from your body. And if you've got a sigh, just let that audible sigh out of your mouth. Rest now for the last minute here. And then just very slowly landing back in your body, wriggling the fingers, stretching out in all directions, breathing a deep breath to open and awaken your body. And bending the knees, taking your feet to the floor and gently rolling to your right side. And slowly dragging yourself all the way back up to sit. I hope you've enjoyed this express practice and you're keeping well. Thanks for joining. Namaste.